or not?
Well, as you know, our new product Smarty is not selling as well as expected. I don't think it's possible to solve this problem without spending more on advertising. If you'd accepted my original proposals, things probably wouldn't be so bad. I think the product is good, but if you don't increase my advertising budget, there's no way that Smarty will be successful. I'm asking for an increase of at least 15%. If I'd had this money last year, I could have organised a much more effective campaign. I can't produce great results without the necessary resources.
Well, I think we can safely say that that's not what we mean by win-win language. I know I'd be reluctant to agree to a request presented that way.
Well, you'd be absolutely right, because I didn't mention any of the benefits of my proposal. I didn't use any facts to support my case, and my attitude was very negative. I said what I didn't want rather than what I did want.
Okay. Now, listen to me present the same request. Good morning, everyone. This morning, I'd like to propose an increase in our advertising budget of at least 15%. This may seem a lot, but there are two good reasons why we should agree that this increase is necessary. Let me try to explain as simply as possible. First, our new product, Smarty, as we all know, is vital for the survival of our company. It is therefore essential to give Smarty the very best advertising campaign that we can. What's more, we should do all that we can to ensure that Smarty is not just a success, but a real market leader. The second reason is that with a bigger budget, we'll be able to create the sort of market image that our company needs if we are to survive in a world of global competition. Let's try to imagine a campaign where we can really enter the minds of ordinary people. Let's suppose, for example, that we invest in a series of full-page color ads in the 3 major weeklies of the largest countries where we sell Smarty. Imagine the positive impact this will have on the sales of all our products. And I'm sure you'll agree that it's most definitely worth a try.
That's what I call win-win language. Well organised, emphasising a team spirit and the benefits of the proposal.
Well, yes, I'm sure we'll all agree that my chances of getting that budget increase are definitely higher than yours.
Well, that's all from us for now, so see you soon.
Bye-bye. Now, let's take a closer look at exactly why my request was more convincing than Lucy's. Well, if we consider the 3 fundamental points that are the basis of all communication strategies, simplicity, organization, and language, and look back at our presentations, we can clearly see that Lucy hadn't organized what she wanted to say. She didn't mark each point clearly, and she created a barrier between herself and her listeners with her repeated use of I and you. Here are just a few examples from Lucy's request. I don't think it's possible. If you'd accepted my original proposals, if you don't increase my advertising budget, there is no way that I'm asking for, I can't produce great results without. Remember, team spirit? Well, it's very important in win-win language, because if you and the person you're speaking to are on different teams, it means there will be a winner and a loser. And the loser could be you. Notice also how Lucy's attitude and language are very negative. If we look at my budget increase request, we'll see a very different approach. First of all, I presented my case in a logical way. People react positively to ideas that are well organized. I marked each point clearly with opening sentences like, "Let me try to explain. First, it is therefore essential to, what's more we should. The second reason is that we will be able to. Let's try to imagine a campaign where we can. Let's suppose, for example, that we invest in." These opening structures are very useful. They organize your presentation logically and therefore make it clear and simple to understand. Notice too how the use of we and are make a huge difference. It puts the speaker and the listener in the same team and makes it possible for both to be winners. As well as organization, simplicity, and language, here are a few argument strategies to help you win your case. Present your proposal in a logical way. Emphasize the benefits of your proposal. Choose 2 or 3 strong arguments. Too many reasons can weaken your case. Be positive. Say what you want, not what you don't want. Use facts and figures to support your request.
Mr. Chang, can you hear clearly?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Okay, then let's begin. So, Paul, how's the marketing campaign coming along?
We're putting together a complex communication strategy that's going to leverage different channels, from TV spots and radio jingles to magazine runs and banner advertising on the internet.
The internet. Are you sure that'll bring about results?
Absolutely, Victoria. The internet has enormous potential. Web marketing is direct and allows for niche advertising that builds better rapport with our clients. Isn't that right, Mr. Chang?
Yes, even if it's true that not all Chinese families have a broadband connection like you do here in the West. The internet is still very popular in China, especially with the young. Internet cafes of all sorts are opening across the country. And according to the Chinese Information Technology Ministry, the number of avid internet users has already reached 120 million.
Wow, I had no idea there was such a boom in information technology.
Oh, yes. Technology has become the determining factor in the economic and cultural development of the contemporary Chinese society. Above all, it's young adults who are influenced by these new communication media. 60% of web servers in China are between the ages of 18 and 26. Words such as forum, blog, email, and chat have become part of their everyday speech. I think we need to focus our efforts in this arena to successfully market our products.
As a matter of fact, not only am I working to develop a graphically attractive site with plenty of content, but I am also contacting major internet portals to post animated banners. I am also looking into other means of reaching a much more clearly defined niche by target advertising through news groups, mailing lists, chat rooms and forums. I'm even thinking of launching a viral marketing campaign.
A viral what? Sounds like a disease to me.
Viral marketing is a marketing strategy that induces users of certain internet sites to promote products to other surfers, like a virus. In this way, exponential visibility of our message is possible. It's like a word of mouth on steroids. If we succeed, it's a low-cost communication strategy that has an extremely attractive growth potential that's hard to calculate.
Pure genius. I must say, Paul, you're the tops when it comes to technology.
Well, considering I spend so much time chatting...
Don't tell me that you prefer friends made in virtual space.
Well, to be truthful, I found my fiancée on the internet.
Gary, did you get that email problem fixed?
Yes, I did. I set up a new account for you. You only have to create a new username and password.
How do I do that? I'm hopeless with computers.
I know you are. In fact, by now I've lost all hope with you. But you really do need to try to learn. I mean, email and internet are indispensable in this day and age.
I know, Gary. You don't ever get tired of repeating that. I must admit, I'm a Luddite. How I miss the days when you wrote letters by hand and visited the library to do research. Everything's changed now. I think I've done well to learn to send and receive emails.
Speaking of emails, I noticed what you were writing to the authors, and if you'll permit me, Rachel, your emails are much too stuffy and formal. They don't fit in at all with internet jargon.
What are you saying?
I'll give you an example. When you start off an email, you use, "We'd like to inform you that." It's quite old-fashioned, you know? It's better to write, "Did you know that?" Or another example. When you need to make an excuse, you begin, "We regret to inform you that." It's much better to use something like, "Unfortunately, we can't." It's less formal, but at the same time, more professional. Email needs to be kept simple and to the point. Use abbreviations as often as possible and keep phrases short. If you're writing to someone you know well, you can even add an emoticon. It's always a pleasure to get one.
An emoticon? What the devil is that?
You're so old school, Rachel. Emoticons are those little faces that you can make using keyboard characters that show how you're feeling at the time.
Okay, Professor. I'll try to simplify and use a more colloquial tone when writing. Perhaps I'll even put in a smiley.
It's not difficult. You'll see. Just let the magic of the internet transport you. But remember to use netiquette.
You're talking like a computer manual. What is netiquette?
It's good manners on the internet. It's the rules of the road, of the network. Rachel. You really do need to get some practice, don't you? I've got an idea. Why don't you let me sign you up for a forum? That way you can learn the rules of the road and the lingo as you surf. Speaking of which, do you like music?
Huh? Music? Yes, very much so.
Great. Then I'll add podcasting sites to your favorites. So you can download podcasts and maybe even burn them to disk.
Stop, Gary. Oh, you're driving me crazy. I don't understand a word. Besides email, I have no desire to learn any of it. None of it. Do you understand?
Good. Now, before talking about email writing, I want to talk about another concept which we've already looked at before. It's when we use formal and informal language in English, because often you have to choose, and it depends on certain factors in the conversation. So let's look at the screen now to help us with that. Now, one of the first important things to remember when you're choosing either formal or informal language is the function. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, what is the purpose of the conversation? Because if you are asking your boss for a